Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Always a pleasure having you back here with me. Today I'm going to guide you through almost all the things you can do and see around Mexico City. I'm going to do so from the street because I'm in a hostel. It's pretty hard for me to look for a quiet spot to talk to the camera, so here we are. After 45 days spent around the city, I put together a list of 24 places and interesting things to see if you want to visit Mexico's capital, one of the biggest metropolitan areas in the world, housing more than 20 million people. It's one of the most ancient capitals in America, and because of that, it has a very rich culture, history and traditions. The first place you must include in your list is going to be the Zócalo, the city center. This, guys, is the oldest part of the city. Here you'll find the Metropolitan Cathedral, the Presidential Palace, the archaeological site and museum of the Great Temple, and other buildings all dating back to the years immediately following the Spanish conquest of Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital. They used to stand right here. It is the political center of Mexico and everyone is free to come here to support a cause, so don't be surprised if you see protests around. Starting this year, 2024, the square is totally for pedestrians, no cars are allowed around it anymore. Don't miss a night stroll around here, police is everywhere, it is totally safe and the buildings are even more spectacular when they get lit up. Number 2. If you are in the city center, you can assist or take part to an Aztec purifying ceremony. Known as limpieza or spiritual cleansing, it is used to cleanse the body, mind and soul of negativity. They take place daily around the square, and even though they are a bit of a tourist attraction, they are nonetheless beautiful to watch. The elaborated traditional feathered clothes and the jaw-dropping dances are something that will stick in your brain forever. Number 3. Watch the voladores flying. Speaking of old ceremonies, this is a pre-Hispanic tradition of the state of Veracruz exported here in Mexico City to reach more tourists. 4 flying and dancing men, each one representing a cardinal direction, jump from the top of a trunk, which can be up to 30 meters tall, interpreting the fall of the rain as a ritual of fertility. You can see their performances next to the Anthropological Museum and in Xochimilco. Number 4. Walk along Avenida Madero. Avenida Madero is the busiest pedestrian-friendly avenue of Mexico City and is also the only one 100% smoke-free. Head there for shopping, restaurants and most of all to try one of the most popular tacos de canasta in the city. The place is called Taco Los Especiales and they sell very affordable and delicious tacos, literally from a bucket, for just 9 pesos each. Be aware, it is extremely packed at lunchtime. The best thing is that you have free refills of guacamole, jalapenos and salads. I guess it's time to talk about food, so number 5, one thing you must do when you are in Mexico City is trying local street food. In Mexico, street food is not just food, it is a ritual, a part of the daily life for locals, who crowd the stalls almost at every time of the day. Meat lovers will get crazy for tasty, greasy, authentic and very affordable tacos, quesadillas and gorditas. Vegetarian options are almost always available, replacing meat with mushroom, cheese, cactus and huitlacoche. Of course, after the main, leave space for some delicious churros and refresh yourself with an authentic tepache, which is fermented pineapple juice, or with an icy flavored water like Jamaica or horchata. Number 6. Touch a meteorite with your own hands. Yes, you heard me, in Mexico City you can actually see and touch some massive meteorites. To do so, head to Palacio de la Minería. Right at the entrance you'll see 4 big rocks that traveled billions of miles throughout the space and landed here in Mexico. The best thing, it is totally free. I don't know you, but that was my first time touching a meteorite and it's been an incredible experience. Number 7. Visit the Postal Palace. This is one of the most famous buildings in the city. Basically all the city tours stop here. It has a very European style. All the metallic pieces inside were forged in Italy and shipped here to be assembled. It has a very elegant appearance, and it also hosts a small museum showing how the postal service evolved during the past century in Mexico City. On the wall there is also a mural made using around 14,000 stamps taken from unclaimed letters over 14 years. Number 8. Get inside the House of Tiles. La Casa de los Azulejos has a very old history dating back the years of the conquest. Its walls are entirely covered with beautiful handmade white and blue tiles coming from Puebla. Today, the house hosts a fancy restaurant, a cafe, and a few small shops. You can get in for free, obviously respecting the guests of the restaurant, and walk around the place to see its style, the beautiful murals, and overall the entire architecture. Number 9. It's time for the most iconic building of Mexico City, El Palacio de las Bellas Artes. Built during the first half of the 20th century, this imposing building made using white Carreras marble on the outside and black and red Mexican marbles on the inside, it is home of the city theater, art expositions and museums. You can access the ground floor for free to have a glimpse of the place, but if you want to have a better view over the murals of worldwide famous artists such as Rivera, Orozco and Siqueiros, I suggest you buy the ticket and spend a couple of hours wandering around the upper floors. As for the Zócalo, don't miss this building at night. Number 10. Visit Chinatown. Mexico City's Chinatown is just a few meters away from Bellas Artes, and a visit over here shouldn't take away much of your time. Even though there are almost no Chinese around and the shops are run by Mexicans, it's still a colorful place to hang around. There are obviously Chinese restaurants around, a couple of them offering buffet options, but I chose to try some of these tasty and steamy bao buns and their huge choices of flavors. Number 11. Get to Parque Alameda. This is one of the many parks of the city, and it is actually the oldest. When you're done with Chinatown, head here to walk around tens of classic style fountains and get covered from the sun. Right next to the park, you'll find some street food stall and a small souvenir market. Number 12, which is my personal favorite, get to the souvenir market of La Ciudadela. There is no better place in Mexico City to look for your souvenirs. This market is huge and spans around 8 different corridors. A couple of tips: before buying something, ask around for prices because some vendors will try to charge you more, and I talk for experience, so make sure to compare the prices first. Also be aware that many stalls do not want you to take pictures or videos, and they will tell you straight away if they catch you doing so. Besides that, enjoy the place, its colors and the million of pieces of beautiful handcrafts. Should you be hungry, there is also a small restaurant inside with reasonable prices. Number 13, of course, visit some churches. All in the city center there are more than 40 temples and churches, so you won't have a hard time if you are into religious tourism. Besides the spectacular interiors of the cathedral in the main square, I recommend you visit the new Church of Guadalupe, the second most visited church in the world after the Vatican, and the next door Old Church of Guadalupe. If you get to the Church of Jesus Nazareno, you'll see the almost forgotten resting place of the conquistador Hernán Cortés, a hidden gem for history enthusiasts. Number 14. Take a stroll around Paseo de la Reforma. It's a plan that works for any day of the week, but works perfectly on Sunday when this 15-kilometer avenue is close to traffic and you can ride it with your bike. And don't worry if you don't have one, because you can rent city bikes in every corner of the city or get one for free in one of these stalls along Paseo de la Reforma, leaving your ID.
Number 15, time to visit Chapultepec Park.
This is the biggest park in America, double the size of New York's Central Park, the perfect place to get some cover from the heat of the city. There are a couple of lakes inside, so hire one of these small boats and have fun. Top attractions in the park are the oldest tree of Mexico City dating back to the Aztec period and the baths of Moctezuma. Chapultepec means the hill of the grasshopper, so don't be scared and try these crunchy grasshoppers sold inside the park.
Let's open the big chapter about the museums. Mexico City is the second city in the world for number of museums, so I apologize if I'm gonna spend a bit of time talking about them. In the first of the 4 sections of Chapultepec Park, you'll find many historic buildings and museums, so it's time to visit the castle of Chapultepec.
This castle was once the imperial residence during the short years of the Mexican Empire and presidential palace until the 40s of the last century. Today it's one of the most important museums that you can visit around the city, housing pieces from the pre-Hispanic period up until modern times. The building itself is a work of art. Consider spending at least a couple of hours here during your visit.
Located just a few hundred meters away from the castle of Chapultepec, you'll find the most visited museum in the whole country. I'm talking about the Museum of Anthropology.
This museum is huge and it's going to take you around 3 hours on a normal pace to see it all. It's divided in exposition rooms exhibiting archaeological finds of the different civilizations that walked through Mexico during the past 2,000–3,000 years. Among the million of pieces, the most important is probably the huge and world-famous Aztec calendar. You'll find it in the room dedicated to the Mexicas. Give yourself enough time to check the second floor. There you'll find a section dedicated to popular traditions showing hundreds of different local garments and costumes.
Speaking of popular traditions, my second favorite museum, the Museum of Popular Arts.
It's located a couple of blocks away from the Bellas Artes Palace. There you can find thousands of handcrafts that will take you to another dimension thanks to the figures of the Mexican folklore. The level of details is astonishing. I went on a Sunday. Some museums are free on Sunday for foreigners, and I was lucky to find a show with popular dances from different regions of Mexico.
Plan number 19. Visit the Munal, the Museum of National Art.
Here you'll find lots of paintings, but what I like the most about this museum is the building itself. Very elegant and perfect to snap some cool pictures. By the way, you can check them out in my Instagram.
Number 20. Go to the Sumaya Museum.
It has the most modern architecture you'll find in a museum in Mexico City. The only shape is a reason for at least getting there and see it from the exterior. The museum's collection includes some 66,000 works. Among the collection are sculptures from pre-Hispanic Mesoamerica, Mexican art from the 19th and the 20th century, and an extensive collection of European old masters. There's also a collection of medals, coins and banknotes of the Viceroyalty, larger even than that of the Bank of Mexico.
A very little known museum, despite its central location is basically just behind the main cathedral, is the Museum of the Cultural Center of Spain.
What impressed me the most about this one-room museum hosting the ruins of a piece of an Aztec school is the 700 years old footprint left on one of its steps. It leaves you plenty of space to travel back in time with your imagination.
Go to Coyoacán if you want to see the first ever built church in Mexico City by order of Hernán Cortés.
In Coyoacán there is also a nice local market, great for food and buy your souvenirs. The neighborhood is also famous because of the house museum of Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera.
Now let's take a half-day trip and let's get to Xochimilco.
Xochimilco is famous for its Aztec canals and chinampas, still navigable today on board of typical colorful boats called trajineras. There are tens of piers you can choose from. Head to Cuemanco for a more tranquil experience, or to Nuevo Nativitas for parties, food, micheladas and mariachi. You'll also find food stalls and a pretty big souvenir market. If you want to see something more around Xochimilco, head to the flowers and plants market Madre Selva, one of the biggest in the city. The smell of flowers and the colors of the nature will definitely calm you down.
Plan number 24, probably the best day trip around Mexico City. Get to the pyramids of Teotihuacan.
This huge archaeological site is located 50 kilometers northeast of Mexico City. You can get there with a tour or on your own. With the years, this place is revealing the almost unknown history of the people of Teotihuacan. You'll be impressed by the size of the third tallest pyramid in the world and the immensity of this place. If you go by yourself, plan to spend there the entire day.
Just a little piece of advice, it doesn't matter what you plan to do, just enjoy the city. Take your time to explore the place, to know the local culture, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. Well guys, these were my recommendations. I hope you found them interesting and you got some useful information to plan better your trip in Mexico City. If you need other tips or clarifications, let me know in the comments below, because I try to get back to you almost in real time. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Be good out there.